Welcome. Welcome. I'd like to introduce the Lincoln University Law Enforcement Training Academy graduating class, inaugural class of LU01, January 25th, 2021. Chief.
We will now have the national anthem by Yolanda Scott.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Will you please continue to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. First of all, I want to thank everyone for coming out to our first inaugural class of the Lincoln University Law Enforcement Training Academy graduation. It's with great pride that I say thank you. Thank you for the support that you've given to these 9 recruits that are up here on stage right now. And if you could take a little time and just give them a round of applause for completing this process. I also would like to thank some special guests that are in the crowd. Would all the instructors for LULETA please stand? Give your instructors a round of applause. A special thank you will all the role players for our practical exercises that gave our recruits a realistic training process. Please stand. Thank you for your service and your volunteering to help this program become what it is. We really appreciate it. I'd also like to give a special recognition to Governor Parsons. He's up here on stage with us. If you please give him a round of applause. He's given us his full support in helping us get this program started, and we really appreciate the help that him and Director Carson has given us from the Department of Public Safety. Again, his office and the Department of Public Safety were instrumental in ensuring that we're able to get this program off the ground, and we thank them. So at this time, I'd like to introduce our interim president, John Mosley. Dr. John B. Mosley joined Lincoln University 7 years ago in 2014 as a head men's basketball coach. His leadership qualities led to an additional responsibilities as athletic director in 2015. He was named interim president of Lincoln University in May of 2021. His career included 12 of his 18 years in higher education on HBCU campuses. His goal in his current position is to improve Lincoln University's experience from admission to graduation, from students to alumnus, and from the community member to friend. Born and raised in Warren County, North Carolina, he has earned both his undergraduate and graduate degree from East Carolina University. Dr. Mosley earned his doctoral in education leadership and policy analysis from the University of Missouri alongside his wife, Crystal, and in May of this year. The Mosleys have one daughter, Jillian, and they're in the crowd right now smiling. Thank you all for the support. So at this time, I present to you Dr. John Mosley, interim president of Lincoln University.
Thank you, Chief. Well, good evening. I called Chief this afternoon. I had work today, and on my way home, just to tell him to just take a minute tonight, today, this afternoon, to celebrate this occasion. When I think about Lincoln University, I think about the soldiers of the 62nd and 65th Infantry, colored infantries, and as they sat around campfires, learning how to read and write, fighting for the opportunity to get an education, and from that was born Lincoln Institute and now Lincoln University. I can imagine the pride that they had when this campus was originally started. And I think Chief shares some of that tonight because this had been a dream of his for a long time. As Chief said, I'm John Mosley, interim president of Lincoln University. To the graduating cadets, congratulations. To the family and friends who are here to celebrate with your loved ones, I see how proud you are, and you should be. This is a huge deal. To Governor Parsons, Director Carson, thank you for your support of this program from the very beginning, and even as we continue to grow. To our media partners who have shown such great interest in this unique opportunity, thank you for helping share our story across this great nation. To Chief, great job, my friend. You had a vision, and it is now crystal clear and right here in front of you and all of us. Professor Steenbergen, thank you for all of your hard work to not only recruit, but to teach and retain these cadets who are now officers. To each instructor, you shared your expertise with this class beyond your regular day jobs, and they will be great officers because of it. And to our Academy graduates, it is my honor and pleasure to speak to you this evening as you not only reach one of your goals, but also make history in the process. You are the first graduating class of the Lincoln University Law Enforcement Training Academy. You are the class that started it all, and everyone who comes behind you will benefit because you were here. You proved to yourself that you can do it. You can be a police officer. You also proved to us that we can do it. We can start something as big as the first police academy on an HBCU campus and make it thrive from the very beginning. Thank you for trusting us to prepare you for your new career. You're going to be a police officer. We're thankful that you have made this decision. Whatever led you to this profession, I applaud you for your commitment and dedication to take this step to pursue your dreams. You're joining the ranks of more than 800,000 law enforcement professionals across the country. Compare that to the estimated census number of 331 million, and you quickly see that you are a part of a small yet important segment of the U.S. population. You're important, not only because of the work you will do, but because of how you will do it. Gallup poll results presented to Congress last summer show that public confidence in police is on the decline and is falling most rapidly among people of color and young adults. There are many reasons for the mistrust, but your work can change that. You can't change what has happened in the past, but you can change the minds of people moving forward. What you have learned in this program and how you have learned it can change the conversation as it relates to law enforcement in this country. We know there are good police officers in each and every department. With your education from the Lincoln University Law Enforcement Training Academy and the leadership you have already shown by being willing to be in this first class, you will be one of the best police officers and will help make those around you even better. The diversity of this class is greater than what you will find in most police departments. Approximately 67% of the nation's officers are white, while 12% are black. Women make up about 15% of police forces nationwide. Take what you have learned from working alongside your 8 classmates and draw upon that in every traffic stop, every wellness check, domestic call, or whatever it is. All the strengths and the weaknesses, the humanness of your fellow cadets within this class include many of the same qualities that make up the populations you will serve. Your job once you leave here is not to protect and serve some of the population, but to protect and serve all of it. I wasn't afforded the opportunity to follow your journey in this academy, your entire journey in this academy, but I can say without hesitation that I am proud of all 9 of you. I understand that Chief Hill and the instructors run a tight operation, but you persevered. I already told your family and friends that they should be proud of you, but I hope you are proud of yourselves, and I hope that each day you find a reason to make that pride stick. When you end your shift, I hope that the actions you took and the decisions you made align with your sense of pride. Every day that you do your job, I hope that in addition to wearing the blue, that blue tiger pride runs through you because all of you are Lincolnites, members of the first graduating class of the Lincoln University Law Enforcement Academy. Congratulations and good luck.
I'd like to ask Governor Parsons to come up, make a few remarks.
Well, first of all, it's an honor to be here tonight. It's an honor to speak in front of this graduating class. Somebody that's wore that uniform and wore the badge and spent about 21 years in that arena. I do understand better than most what the challenges you'll face and the rewards you'll face and how important it was for the instructions you received here at Lincoln University. I also want to thank my Director of Public Safety, Sandy's here. Sandy Garson's here tonight. I want to thank her, Eric Olson, the Colonel of the Highway Patrol. He's also here tonight. We got Captain, Colonel, Captain, whatever your title is. What's the title of the Chief of the Capitol Police? I'll get it right here, Ms. Schwartz, on that, so I'll get it right. And Sheriff, always good to see the Sheriff here. And Mayor, I've seen you out there. Thank you for coming tonight to this event. That was awful nice of you to be here tonight for that. I've had the opportunity to know Chief Hill for some time now, and there needs to be a lot more people like Chief Hill in the world today of how he sees the vision and how he wants to change the way things are done. And I think this academy was an opportunity that a lot of us maybe didn't realize the potential that was here at this university until, unfortunately, some of the things that did occur across the nation and in our state. And we just all decided we got to do a better job. We got to do things differently. We got to figure out how we get people on the streets, police officers on the street, and understand the situation of today's time. And we went to Peace Officers Commission and says, look, we got to figure out how we can get more minorities out on the streets, and how are we able to teach them and give them that opportunity that they can really get it done. You know, I thought it was a long way off when we decided Lincoln University was going to have a law enforcement academy. And I didn't realize how much of a stretch that was to be able to get that done when we first started. But again, if you put the right people at the right place at the right time, you can make history in this country and our state. And I just want to stress this to everybody here tonight. This is the first black university to have a law enforcement academy in the United States of America, right here in Missouri. And as we celebrate our 200th year in Missouri this year, I'm sure this will go down in the history books of this happening in this particular year, that will be the first that will go down for other people to learn from on that. You know, I spoke to many classes before as they go through this process, but tonight I want to speak to the graduates, but I also want to speak to a lot of you here that are supporting them tonight, that you're family members. I've lost an officer in the line of duty. I've had one shot 6 times and survived, and he's still in law enforcement. I've lost a brother-in-law as an EMT, the First Lady has. So we know the trials of being in law enforcement, but we also know what it takes to become good law enforcement officers today. And I'll tell you, all the training they need to be safe, but there's no way they're going to make good law enforcement officers if they don't have the support back home. If you're not supporting them, and that goes to sisters, to brothers, to mothers, to fathers, to grandparents, to girlfriends, to boyfriends, whatever the scenario might be, they need your support. They're going to see and do things that most people, frankly, don't want to do. But they're going to face that call, and when that call comes in, they're going to respond, and they're going to go into situations that most of us, again, don't want to be in. And they'll remember that training they've had, and they'll remember why they raised that hand and took that oath. But I'll tell you, at the end of the day, for you recruits, for you graduates, I guess I don't have to call you recruits anymore, you're the real deal on that. So I will tell you this, and this is from an old sheriff. Remember one thing. Once you get a badge, once you get a gun, once you get the powers that the state of Missouri will give a cost upon you, you are a public servant. Simple as that. No different than being the governor of the state of Missouri. Titles are one thing, but at the end of the day, we're supposed to help the people that are sitting in this auditorium. We're supposed to sacrifice whatever it needs to sacrifice to make things better. And I think it's always something to remember that you're a public servant, no matter what the situation is. And I don't care whether you're helping somebody on the side of the road with a flat tire, you're going to a domestic violence call, you're going to a bank robbery, whatever it might be. At the end of the day, they're all just as important to people. And the other thing I would suggest to every one of you, and I think it's something we've got away from in this country and this state, we got to get back to community policing. We have to get people back in the neighborhoods to be able to build relationships with the people that live in there and need those services. And I think that is the way we will reform law enforcement. That is how we'll do things better, by making those commitments to everyday people that are setting out here. So I just wanted to come here tonight to say congratulations. I'm proud of you. I'm proud it's Lincoln University that's doing it, the first one in the nation. I'm glad it's here in Missouri that we all get to celebrate that. But I'm telling you, if there's ever a time we need good young officers out there, now's the time. And everybody's going to look for all of you to set the example of the next generation of law enforcement, of what we've seen, and what is it you're going to do, and how is it you're going to react. People are going to depend on you, and so there is a heavy burden on your shoulders once you take this diploma tonight. But I'm telling you, I'm confident all of you can answer that call, as you will time and time again. It's an honor and privilege to be the 57th governor of the state of Missouri. God bless you, God bless Missouri, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you for having me here tonight. Thank you.
We're going to do the confirmation of certificates. Christopher Lee Cade. Tyrese Richard Davis.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is their day. If there's anyone that wants to come up here and take a picture with their graduate, come up here and pin, please make your way to the side of the stage here. Thank you.
Chris Cade is getting pinned by his daughter, I believe. Mr. Davis accepted a position as a law enforcement officer with Lincoln University Police Department. Tiaja Fairley. Stephen Lewis Henderson III. Andre Octavius Jefferson. Officer Jefferson is being pinned by the Chief of Police at Carruthersville, Missouri. David Lewis Ports, Jr. Officer Ports accepted a position with the Lincoln University Police Department. Blake Edward Lee Savage. Officer Savage accepted a position with the Lynn Police Department. India Danielle Stelzer. Davion LaRon Kenneth Waters. I'm gonna do my little speech and then I'll just you. Why don't you sign those guys up? Sign them up. I'm Professor Joe Steenberg, and I'm the one of the directors of the Academy, and I want to say congratulations to this class. I got a speech I want to give. It might be kind of tough. I took it from a speech that I heard a long time ago by G.B. Jones. Kind of plagiarized it a little bit, but graduates of Lincoln University Law Enforcement Training Academy, thank you, family, friends, instructors, law enforcement, university colleagues for your support and presence here today, both in person and online. Your support helped get these graduates through their training, and your support will keep them grounded as they face the challenges of policing our neighborhoods and communities. What a great honor and opportunity to address you on this kickoff night of their new careers. Thank you, Lincoln University, the Missouri Department of Public Safety, for your commitment for the cause of justice. Difference makers. This is what these guys are. They are difference makers. In these trying times, very few people are compelled to choose the profession of law enforcement, but now that you have chosen it, you're obliged to live up to the standard and the requirements. A commitment to the vocation of law enforcement is a commitment to justice. But what is justice? I can ask each one of you what justice means, and it would be something different. It's one of those words. Most people are not cut out to be police officers and do police work. Most people don't read the letters J-U-S-T-I-C-E like law enforcement people do. But those of us who have answered the call and become police officers, those letters represent the commitment to the central of who we are, how we act, and what we represent. Justice is an essential component to the democratic rule of law. It is a fundamental responsibility of the government. In fact, our system of laws, enforcement, and courts is called the justice system. Each of you earned Lincoln University College credit from our criminal justice division and curriculum. Those of you in this class who have chosen to pursue the most noble of all professions, and in doing so, have decided to make yourselves, dedicate yourselves to the service of justice, to become that difference maker. Call these guys G1, Generation 1, the first generation from Lincoln University. We see a vision here of this spiraling and having classes of 10, 20, 30, 40 people, all coming from Lincoln University, all graduating or going to the HBCU. These are the people, these are the shoulders those guys and gals will be standing on. We talk about justice, the letters, J, and this is kind of what you should think about, I think. To be just, be fair, be open-minded, be even-handed and professional in your dealings with everyone. Honor your family, honor your partners, your bosses, your public. Respect the Constitution and protect civil rights. Demonstrate your commitment to others by treating them fairly without bowing to pressure, bias, or prejudice. Being just means not being judgmental. Your job is not to introduce others to the justice system, is not to judge them or convict them. Just be just. The U, be understanding. People do stupid things. You do stupid things. I do stupid things. Stupid things happen. When they do, look for the motives and the motivations of why those things happen. Work to understand them. Be even-tempered. Give the benefit of the doubt whenever it is warranted. Be empathetic, as Stephanie would say, strategic empathy. If you can't walk a mile, take a few steps in someone else's shoes. It is not us versus them. We are them. Remember your crisis intervention team training and be understanding. The S in justice is be secure. Be secure in your own mind. Be secure in who you are. Do not follow. Continue to make your own path and lead others. I know this has been tough for some of you to be the leader in your group of people to do something like this. You know, that's being true to yourself. You'll find that long hours, late shift, missed holidays, poor diets, eye rolling, and stress. You may be tempted to remain, but I say be true to yourself and be true to your family. You have committed to a calling that is greater than yourself. The T in justice stands for, in my opinion, be thankful and be trustworthy. You're here for personal reasons. We don't know why you're here, but you have your reasons. Be thankful that you have the talent to complete your goals. Not everybody completed this. Not everybody even got into this program, but you did. Be thankful you had that opportunity. Many others are not as fortunate. Remember your words of honor, as you've experienced from the beginning of our class. Your word is your honor. We didn't sugarcoat anything. We were truthful, and you should be as well. Your actions are your currency. It will take you a lifetime to build character. It will take you a minute to destroy it. You know the difference between right and wrong. Trust your instincts. Do the right thing. Be trustworthy in all that you do with your family, your partners, your public. Your leaders, lawmakers, and courts demand it. Set the example. Do not become the example. Be thankful. Be trustworthy. The I is intelligence. As a Lincoln University Law Enforcement Training Academy graduate, it means that you are intelligent. What you see and what you learn on the street will impact you and your department, but also can impact your personal life, your family, and our national security. Remember to talk to people, not at people. Treat all people with respect, just as you want another police officer to treat one of your family members. The security of our families, our communities, and our nation depends on it. It is your reputation. Be intelligent. C, collaborative. You have to be a team player. You know, this isn't an individual sport like it was years ago. You have to rely on other people. Police officers are asked to be part doctor, part lawyer, psychiatrist, teacher, and even part law enforcer. Make friends with firefighters, EMS professionals, public health officials, DOC workers, social workers, probation and parole officers, military, both active and inactive, and yes, even teachers. Work to understand who you are, and who they are and what they do. Work with them to better your community. You're not alone. We have your back. And the E is for empathetic. As a police officer, you are a role model. Be a positive one. Never forget that every crime has a victim. Protect the weak. And I put this in bold. Protect the weak, and don't be afraid to challenge those who are strong when they are wrong. You'll experience great days, and you're going to experience some very bad, some very scary days. But as a mentally strong professional, take control, treating all others with respect. Be empathetic. In conclusion, congratulations on your graduation, and good luck as you move forward in your careers. Be just, be understanding, be secure in yourself, be truthful and trustworthy, intelligent, collaborative, and be empathetic. That is the practice of justice within the criminal justice system. Remember your CIT trainer, Commander Stephanie Tandrich. I'm going to give you what we call golden nuggets. 4 golden nuggets I want you guys to remember. What did Stephanie always say? What was the phrase she always used? Strategic empathy. Remember criminal investigation instructor, Detective Sergeant Darren Hoslag. He used to say all the time, trust but verify. And as Chief King would say, keep making progress. How many times do you hear that? Every day. And as I would say, be the difference maker that you can be. And thank you for your efforts.
This will be the absolute last speech you guys get to hear from me. Aren't you sad? So short and sweet. It's just like he said. I never expected perfection from you all, but I did expect what? Progress. Better every day, and we saw that. And I wish others could see it the way that me and Joe and some of the instructors that are in the crowd have seen it from day one. So I'm gonna leave you guys with a couple of things. And the one thing that I've learned in my over 25 years of law enforcement is this. What does it take to be a good law enforcement officer? It's called a servant's heart. And a servant's heart is humble. So that means you guys are gonna have to humble yourselves to your community, to the communities that you serve. Humble. We're given great power by the people we serve. We must use our power for good at all times. Even when it's hard, your integrity is at stake. Use your powers for good at all times. Be helpful to your communities. No matter what your community circumstance is, no matter where you land a job as a police officer, no matter what that community looks like, be helpful to your community. Empathy to all. Respect to all. Not only should we look for ways to reduce crime in our communities, but we also must look for opportunities to provide services that uplift our communities. We often forget that as police officers. We get so caught up in the crime-fighting aspect that we need to remember to uplift our communities. The opportunities to uplift our communities are out there. And my last words to you are this. As a law enforcement officer, I challenge you to go out there and find those opportunities to uplift your community. Congratulations, Class 01 at Lincoln University Law Enforcement Academy. My hat's off to you. So at this time, we will be recognizing our students. So the first awards we'll be giving out are our Academic Achievement Awards.
Valedictorian, Christopher Cade. Salutatorium, Andre Jefferson. Physical Training Award, Andre Jefferson. Level of Top Shot, Top Gun, Blake Savage. And the award for Most Improved Recruit, India Stelzer.
You know, real quick, I have to give a story about that one. When we were looking at and trying to decide on who we were going to give this award to. And when we first started out with our PT, her time, and she knocked off 11 minutes off of her mile-and-a-half run since the beginning in January 19th. And that was through sheer effort, and she just stopped believing in herself when it started hurting, but the class picked her up, and we picked her up, and she pushed through. So we're really proud of her, and she deserves that award. At this time, the class will now recognize and give some of their awards to staff and other staff members.
Class 01 would like to recognize Darren Haslag from the Missouri State Highway Patrol with a coin that only this class has. It was given to us by one of our amazing actors that came out and gave us a very hard time for a week and a half. It was interesting, to say the least. So, Darren here? You could come up there, and Mr. Haslag, and get your coin that only you and us have. Congratulations, guys. Thank you. Oh, money.
I want to say something, y'all. Hold on. Take up some of y'all time. Y'all ain't got nothing to do. I just want to thank Chief and Mr. Steenbergen for putting up with my complaining. I really want to say congrats to my classmates. We're finally done. I don't have to see y'all no more for a hot minute. And thanks for all my instructors, well, our instructors, and that's about it. Yeah.
So at this time, to Class 01, I read to you the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics. As a law enforcement officer, my fundamental duty is to serve the community, to safeguard lives and property, to protect the innocent against deception, the weak against oppression or intimidation, and the peaceful against violence or disorder, and to respect the constitutional rights of all to liberty, equality, and justice. I will keep my private life unsullied as an example to all to behave in the manner that does not bring discredit to me or my agency. I will remain courageous, calm in the face of danger, scorn, or ridicule, develop self-restraint, and be constantly mindful of the welfare of others. Honest in thought, deed, both in my personal and official life. I will be exemplary in obeying the laws and regulations of my department. Wherever I see or hear of a confidential nature or that is confided in me in my official capacity will be kept forever secret unless revelation is necessary in the performance of my duty. I will never act officiously or permit personal feelings, prejudice, political beliefs, aspirations, animosities, or friendships to influence my decisions. With no compromise for crime and with relentless prosecution of criminals, I will enforce the law courteously and appropriately without fear or favor, malice or ill will, never employing. I know that I alone am responsible for my own standard of professional performance, and I will take every reasonable opportunity to enhance and improve my level of knowledge and competence. I will constantly strive to achieve these objectives and ideals, dedicating myself before God to my chosen profession of law enforcement. You all made it. This is your day. Tonight, go out, enjoy. But when it's time to go on duty, put your community, God, and your family in the forefront. Okay? Because at the end of the day, after all this little I love me stuff is gone and you take it off, your family's still there for you. Take care of them. Congratulations, Class 01, Lincoln University Law Enforcement Training Academy. Thank you. We're done.
God dang, number 1 PT with a bullet in his leg. How are you? Good, thanks for coming. January, right?
Say, mama, there go that man.
Okay, yeah.